Talking about. You ready? Game over. Oh. Are we treating each other in this way? Come on. Yeah. Put it there. Yeah. With the silly game we play. What, baby? Got all the love. And no matter how it's sad. Yeah. Oh, no, my God. Come on, I need your idea. Oh, come on, let me see it now. Let me see it now. Let me see it. Oh, what? Come on. Oh, I've been trying to make each other stay. Come on, how we make Come on, come on. Let me see you want to bring that beat back. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, let's go. Come on. Let me see you now. Let me see you now. Bring it back now. Bring it back now.
T stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness, and that's exactly what we are doing. Somebody put me in beef flat because I feel like I'm about to go there. Oh, I feel my hip coming up.
All right, y'all. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Majorette. Let me come over here a little bit because, honey, my mannequin is naked. So good evening, y'all. Good evening. I will not be before you guys long, but I want to make sure that I do this live because I know we said we were going to do it. If you guys are just coming on to live video, make sure you share the live video, invite into live video, and tag into live video. We do have a guest that will be joining us momentarily. So I wanted to kind of go through a couple things for with you guys, just to kind of break the ice. I want to say this live is, for all intents purposes, this live is to pretty much just kind of give everybody our views of where we feel like the Majorette community is going, where it's heading, and what can we do as a community to ensure that our community stays our community. So again, this is a very, very important live. We are going to be discussing some things that may step on some people's toes. If you feel some type of way about anything that's discussed, then there is something about you that you probably need to go ahead and reevaluate, because we are going to get into the nitty gritty. Some of the coaches that do follow me have already expressed their feelings about how they feel. I've talked to several other coaches, as I stated prior to that. Obviously, people feel some type of way. They are starting to fall out of love with Majorette as a whole, just not competing, but just Majorette as a whole. And I think at this time we are faced with so much, as far as in like, kids not wanting to do dance anymore. They're more into the dating, the boys. They're not really concerned about dancing no more. And I honestly feel as though while we're waiting on the guests, just kind of give you guys the overdraft. I kind of feel the reason why they feel this way is because there's no structure in Majorette. There's no structure in a lot of these dance teams that pop up with dance teams. There is no guidance. A lot of these people that have started dance teams has done it because they're feeling like, oh, well, it's just, we want to do something in our community, and that's fine. But you have to have a goal. You have to have a mission. You have to have a statement. Don't just say what you're trying to do, but make sure that you have it clear and concise and understanding across the board why you are starting your dance team, why you are wanting to do what you're doing. A lot of people say, we want to do it for X, Y, and Z, but their actions prove totally different. So we want to hear from the people out there. And again, if there's some coaches out there that feels like, well, Lady Jazz, we don't entirely agree with what you're saying. I want to hear you guys' feedback. And I mean, just not in the comments. If you guys want to come on, and there's nothing wrong with us having a healthy conversation or having a healthy debate, but I do want to know why y'all do what y'all do. I do want to know why people are coming up with so many dance teams. I really want to know why people are coming up with a lot of like there is a lot of new dance teams. I want to know what is you guys' goal? What is you guys' mission? What is you guys' purpose? What are you guys trying to accomplish? The people need to know, because we need to get an understanding of who and what we're dealing with. Okay. Also, we will be touching on something that has came across my desk. Let me see if I can actually pull it up while we're waiting on a guest. I want to see if I can pull this up so I can send it to. Let me see. You guys make sure you're sharing live video, tagging live video, and inviting to the live video, please, if you don't mind. I want to make sure that I actually, and I probably should have had this, you guys. I'm sorry. This is my fault. I'm clearly behind. Let me see. Diana sent it to me, so let me go back to our messages. And I would actually love to bring the lady on. That would be a good one. I would actually love to bring the lady on to see what, not to grill her or anything, but I'm interested to see what she's going to do so different. Let me message her. Hey, lady. Y'all give me a second. Okay, so I just messaged her, so we'll see if she responds back to that message. I know we're a little bit late tonight, but I definitely want to give her an opportunity to be able to say what she's talking about trying to do. Let me see if I saved this picture, and I think I did. Here we go. So let me send this to myself. Let me see. Where we at? I think it came through. Yep, it did. Okay, so let me go ahead and go here. I'm gonna just upload this so that way we can just have it. Where is the flyer? And some of you guys actually might have already seen the flyer, but I want to make sure that we just post it on here for those that have not seen it. But I'm only going to talk about it. I'm going to touch on it, but I'm only going to talk about it if we can get her come on, because I'm actually curious to know what she's going to do different in the Majorette community that we are already not striving for to do. So we're going to see. So essentially, like I had mentioned on the last live you guys saw, I just did a quick live with other people. Oh, let me do this. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get caught up with all this stuff. So essentially, like I was saying, we're just trying to figure out what is the fate of our major community as we know it. What are y'all wanting to see happen? I know a couple people did say that they would love to be a part of the association that we are putting together, but we're wanting to kind of dig a little deeper, you guys, to see what is the actual cause of why people feel like they're falling out of love with competitions. I really want to hear feedback from those that actually are seeing it that it's not fun anymore. What is it about it that's not fun? Like, what can we do to have you guys fall back in love with it? Is there anything that can be done to have people fall back in love with it? It's just like, if I had to say, is my guest on yet? No, he's not coming. He's not on yet. If I had to say anything, I would definitely say that I think a lot of people have made it about just making money. I think that coaches feel as though that they're not putting in the time. Like, this is my thing. When I see the other dance competitions, like the ones that are ran by predominantly white dance teams and dance competitions, what I see is they have a regional competition, then you have nationals, and then all those teams. There's different sectors of the dance competition world, but it's pretty much ran by people that actually have either been a part of the game. It's just I'm trying to figure out why. I think it's too many teams starting without a passion, literally just being copycats. Overshell, that's a good one. That's a good one. You feel like a lot of teams are just starting without the passion. So when you say they starting off with the passion, I get that. But when you say copycats, are you just saying like they just want to start it just to be able to say? Because what I also have been told is that a lot of teams don't even focus on categories no more. They're mostly wanting to do battles. They're wanting to just do like stand battle type of stuff. So do you feel as though in the dance community that's what it's came to? That it's just people don't want to put in the time and the effort into creating a routine. Some teams just want to go out there and just get out there and battle. Like, I want to hear from the people. I want to hear what you guys feel and what you guys have to say about this, because again, this is our community that we are talking about. Let me pull it out. This is our dance community that we're talking about, and we want to see what can be done. Of course, the obvious answer to it is an association. That is definitely going to be something that I am going to work on this summer to go ahead and get it launched. I'm working with Summer also to go ahead and get our website. So the website is going to be a resource for all teams to subscribe to. And it's going to have a whole lot of amazing things once you subscribe to the actual website. It's going to have a lot of things that you guys can take and benefit as far as like vendors. We're like I said on a live while ago, we don't want to just go. At this point, we can't even trust Facebook groups. We can't. So what we're going to produce is we're going to produce a lot of things. It's going to be as a one-stop shop for all the dance teams, all the coaches that subscribe to it. They pay their fee or whatnot, and it's basically just going to give you guys one-stop, easy access to be able to go in and see what's going on in your area. If there's a competition going on in your area, you got the flyers for this, and it's going to be broken down. I'm not going to give you guys too much, but it's going to be a lot of good resources for you guys to go to. It's going to have things to show you how to create your own uniforms, all that good stuff, you guys. So we want to be able, and it's going to be called the Majorette.com. Hence the name. It's going to be called the Majorette because this is a brand of mine. T, obviously we're going to have a tab that's going to be teaching stuff. So it's going to have different things that you guys can be taught on, educating what to avoid. It's going to have the blacklist. We do still have a blacklist in the Majorette community where we have blacklisted teams and people that have competitions that have earned their way to be blacklisted, whether it be from them stealing the prize money, from them stealing the door money and not having a competition for them. It's just going to have a lot of good stuff to where the only thing you got to do is go in there and look at the list, see who the names on the list, see what the reason of being on the list, and boom, that's what it is. You're just blacklisted. And then it's going to be stuff about bringing awareness. So it's going to have a lot of good information that's going to be beneficial for the Majorette community for you guys to be able to access and stuff. Because bottom line, you guys, we have to do something, like I said in my last slide, or we're going to lose it all. If you guys, and I'm going to just go ahead and do it because I did message a lady, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and do it. So right here, this is the flyer that was sent to me. Now, if anybody knows about this type of event, this is World. So this is a this is ran predominantly by Caucasians. And now for some way, shape, or form, a lady by the name of Allison basically took this and ran with it. So as you guys can see, they're trying to add our Majorette. They're trying to add our Stomp and Shake, which we know Stomp and Shake originated in North Carolina. And it it obviously they're trying to branch it into All-Star Cheer and Dance. And then she put HBCU. I don't know what HBCU means as far as in what they're trying to add to that to have HBCU. I don't know if they're trying to add HBCU dance lines for a competition for them. I don't know. Only thing I know is this is what was sent. This is what has been the talk. This is what has been the talk of the Majorette community. And again, this is a predominantly Caucasian ran dance competition. It is. We did our research for those that know about the Open and those that know about All-Star World. She said that she's been studying our events and saw what not to do and glamorized it. Well, Diane, I don't know how much glamorizing she did because let me shut up. See, Diana, don't get me started because you know I'll go there. Like, what is glamorized about that? Like, I'm trying to figure out what difference is she doing that some of us mainstream is not. Like, I really want to know what she. So that's the gimmick that they have a production. So that's the gimmick that they're going to have a production to where they're going to be able to be aired. Oh, that's their gimmick. So, I mean, that is a gimmick, because people, I think that a lot of teams that was competing, and as you stated before, when Bring It stopped airing, when it first stopped airing, a lot of people were like rushing to go to Buck or Die, not only to meet y'all in the Dancing Dolls, but also thinking that they would have a chance to come on the TV show. They thought that it was going to be, they thought it was going to be another season, that they would get an opportunity. Also, Diana said that these events are well put together. It's true. Okay. Well, I mean, again, this is what it is. And everybody has their opinion about it. But she said it's well ran. I mean, I guess I'm just like, what? I don't know. But again, what are we going to do? What can we do? Is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do? Diana says she has been studying the Majorette community, and she's learned what not to do and glamorized it. Oh, Jesus. I don't know, but I do know. Lorenzo said we can do a lot. Lorenzo, check your inbox. I want to hear from you, baby. Check your inbox. Check your inbox, Lorenzo. Check your box, Tyrone. Thank you, Miss Martinella. Diane, I'm not gonna fool with you with a crop posse. I want to hear from you guys. I want to, I want. Diana, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I mean, but you guys, it's the truth. But it's a lot. I think again, it has to. So I do have a question. Do you guys not feel like there is adequate enough judges in our majorette community? Do we need to pull in like judges from other genres? From other dance genres to judge art? Like, you know, I want to know the feedback. I mean, because there's a lot of coaches that have competitions and they have Pookie and Tisha and Aisha on the judges panel without any credibility or any qualification to sit on the judges panel. Oh, okay. I can see that too. People only want to pay $100 to book. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But having adequate venues, yep, that's the big one. Do you guys feel as though people are trying to just take the easy way out and not spend an extra coin to get adequate venues? Do y'all feel like people just got into it for like, I really want y'all to talk back? Some reason we need to figure this thing out. So I do mine different. So my regional competitions, which are my smaller shows, I do those, and I pay my judges $300 plus flight and hotel, and I feed them. For my bigger shows, the judges get paid $500 plus flight, unless I have a special guest judge. They'll get $500 plus flight, hotel, and I feed them. Oh, no. I know that's right. Community centers with bring your own chair, baby. Listen, I have seen a couple of those. What are we paying tickets for if we got to bring our own chairs? It should be a free event at that point because we have to travel with our own chairs. So that's, yeah. 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 Y'all got, y'all. What else? What else? What else do y'all want to see change in the majorette community? What do y'all think would be a benefit? What do y'all think that would be what do you guys want to see? Majorette community, what do you guys want to see as far as in change? And what are you guys willing to do to see change? Y'all have to give, you have to take to give. So what are you willing to give to take back in? Like, I really want to know. Diana said all of it needs to change. To judge, I charge based on travel, gas, and time. Good judges are worth it. Yes, ma'am. No onesies. No onesies for uniforms. Bree said, clear majorette rules. What's a mini? What's a junior? And what's a senior? That's a good one. I think there should be categories for director, coaches, and family sportsmanship that give recognition or incentives. Yes, that's a good one too. Pay more for tickets to get qualified judges. Pay more tickets to get I don't know about that one. My babies be going against 12-year-olds minis. Proper tights, hell tights, period. Wear them. We have seen some teams that do not believe in wearing tights, and we get this. We get a full scope of the Southern Hemisphere, and that's not appropriate. So yes, ma'am. Jennifer, check your inbox because I sent you the link. I want to see a set block of dates where there are no comps and teams use that time to train. Well, you know what, Jennifer? Let me speak on that because that's really good. You said you want to see a set block of dates where there are no comps and teams use that time to train some more. And that's what goes into when I said that it's more dance competitions nowadays than it is dance teams. A team came out, been out for 1 month. The lady said she been out for 1 month. And now she having a dance competition. We don't know you. We don't know what you stand for. We don't know your qualifications. We don't know if you're professional. We don't know if you're going to have all of what you say you giving on the flyer. We don't know. You ain't put your time in. We don't know if we can trust you. Nothing. One month. She been together and I done already seen her put out a flyer. That's a red flag to me. Because we don't even know what you stand for. It's a lot of what, Rochelle? It's a lot of throw together comps with their friends judging. That's true. Diana said no undies and bras showing. These are all good things, you guys. I'm really interested to let me just put this out here for y'all. Excuse me. Let me do something right quick. Can I do something, y'all? Because presentation is everything. So I want to do something for y'all. Give me 1 second.
You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by default and without any doubt, though. I'm a me happy adult, though. I no go feed the choice out, though. I'm a mind that's really dark, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shadow. 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 I need to go and shadow.
So we had to say anything. Presentation is everything. And I think a lot of people don't take that time to invest into their brands. And people just throw on fly-by-night competitions. I have seen people throw on competitions every single month. How can you properly put together a quality show if you are literally putting together a competition every month of the year? You having 12 comps a year. January to December, you got to comp every single month. I have questions. All they have to do is get a video made, but still will an event be trashed. That's true. Produce a way qualified judges to be at the forefront, some type of certification. But literally, there are people out there that's throwing on shows every single month. Every single month. So how are we supposed to even trust that you're going to be able to govern yourself accordingly by putting on a quality show if you have not even taken the time to make sure the last show was up to par? Can we trust that, Majorette community? Can we trust that? Oh, another thing, a song list that is fast, medium, and appropriate slow songs, because I know some of these comp song lists be chopped and screwed in qualified DJs. Ooh, that's a good one, qualified DJ. Let me see if Valleyville is on. Let me see if Valley on, because Valleyville, he does a lot of. Let me see if he's available, because he be having a lot to say. Because he DJs for damn near all the damn competitions down south. So let me see if he's available. Billy, check your inbox. Diana, you thinking about Stacy? That's Stacia. She's over America's. She's not pro status. Diana says she loves pro. That's not pro status. That's America's. Judges to give deeper comments and example needs work. Whew. OMG. These are all valid points, you guys. These are all valid points. So what can we do? Oh, professional. Girl, well, tell me something. I thought you were saying pro status, because that's how they say pro. Like, okay. She's saying professional. Okay. America, I've heard a lot of, Stacia, I've heard a lot about your team too. So I'm excited to see them. But again, you guys, also I think what will help is you guys have to vet these competitions. I know we said this time and time again. I know we said this before, but I don't think that people are really actually understanding what it means to vet. I think a lot of people, or maybe they do and they just don't care. Maybe they do and they just do not care that whatever the competition, however the competition lies, is just what it is. I'm concerned. And like I said, I really, 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 really have my heart set on putting everything in place for this association, because I do know for a fact that there are teams out there that would love to be governed by a body of people that they can trust, and that they know that if their team spends money going to the competition, that they are going to be treated accordingly. They're going to be judged accordingly. You're not being judged off of a popularity of a name. You're not being judged off of popularity of a coach's name. You're not being judged off of popularity from what another competition did. You know, you are being judged by what you are producing on that floor. I miss going to competitions where you started being judged from the time you walked into the building until the time you left out the building. Those are the competitions that we need to set in place. I know I said it in Chicago. I told all the coaches, your teams are judged by the time they check in from the time they check out. Even once the competition's over, we have the right to refuse service to anybody. So you guys have to take and understand that people are out there. We are fed up with the foolishness that we see in the Majorette community. We are fed up. We are fed up. And it is up to us. I feel like also too that I think that along with going with vetting, I think that we can also make it a point to not accept everybody to our shows. Well, Catrice, I'm not going to say that, because if it's uniform, if it's like bonnets that are uniform with their warm-ups or something, and they don't want the people to see their hair, then that part, I mean, I would say uniform bonnets, not pink, green, blue, orange, aqua blue, red, purple, white, doodoo brown, not them type of bonnets. But if they are all uniforms, Yes, but all the different color bonnets and stuff and different styles, nah, that's not cute. That's not hot. So again, you guys, I want to understand with everything that's going on in the Majorette community, and again, y'all heard it. The lady Diana said it. The lady looked. She's been studying our Majorette community, and she has basically taught herself what not to do. And now she's starting to do something on their end. How do y'all feel about that? I know I got some guests coming. I'm just waiting for them to come on. I got 2 guests that's coming on. How do y'all feel about that, though? Do y'all feel like it would be a benefit to go? Because I feel like every competition has to be a benefit somewhere for the team as a whole. What is the benefit of doing your show? I ain't going. Diana, you made that abundantly clear. We know you ain't going. I want to go because I just want to see. I'm really, really curious to see what they go. I'm going. I just want to see. I'm gonna be right there. I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna have me a good old notepad. I'm gonna say, oh, they doing it. Okay. I'm gonna be taking notes. I'm gonna see how they run it from the rooter to the tutor. I want to know. I want to know what you're doing so different. Well, I've never been to USAF, so I don't know what it's like. I want to go. I've never been. I want to go because I want to see what they do. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pay my little ticket price and I'm gonna go and see what they do over there. Same thing with NCA, with National Cheer Association. I want to see what National Cheer Association do. Trust me, we're not the only ones that's in there scoping out the doggone scene. There's other people that's scoping out to see what they can do and what they can take that they can make happen. And you know, I want to see. So there's not a location, but this is the flyer. They got one coming up September 23rd in Jackson, Mississippi. They got one coming January 27th in Atlanta, Georgia. Then they got one February 11th in New Orleans, Louisiana. And then they got one happening in Myrtle Beach, date to be announced. But this is the one that we were talking about. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Mom!
What is going on?
I mean, we briefly spoke. We briefly had a brief comment. I know you've been having conversations with some people, but we briefly spoke about, you know, like, I feel like in a sense, because we have preached this over and over again, I feel like in a sense that we have literally been beating a dead cow. I feel like people just, in a sense, like I said before, I feel like people honestly like the drama.
Do.
For instance.
Do.
And I'm going to say this, for instance. Oh, I want to know if I should say this. I'm going to say it because this is Majorette T. I'm going to say it. There was a team that went to a competition. I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to say the person that threw on the competition, although y'all know I will. They told a team that they had to pay a registration of $150. But then they told another team that they didn't have to pay and they would do a switch off. Because you did my show, I'm going to do your show so you don't have to pay a registration. So when it got down to the competition, it was beef because the host was telling one thing, was doing something else, and a damn fight broke out.
And see, that's the thing. That's the issue. When you, it really honestly doesn't even matter to me, like whatever plan you have with another coach or whatever. I don't have to know. That's the thing. A lot of people be trying to be so in the limelight, and they try to be seen so much and heard. It makes no sense. Like they just got a, well, girl, he let me do this, so you should probably ask and see if he'll let you. That's how shit gets started. That's how shit gets started. And that's crazy.
And then when
Like
you don't place how you feel like you should have placed, that's when, oh, now y'all want to bring up the topic, but you knew going into it what it was because you were warned.
exactly. I mean, people just like people. Honestly, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to judge a person off of what somebody else says. I'm not going to, honestly look at the book without opening it and reading it myself. I'm the person that I have to see it for myself. I have to go through it for myself. I have to know it for myself for me to judge you. I'm not going to do that. But it's so many people that, take the word of everybody else and they run with it. And that's just how a lot of shit gets started.
Oh, Diana, I forgot to tell you, this was the tea. This was the tea. Let me tell y'all the real tea. So originally, they had like 10 to 15 teams confirmed, but teams started dropping out. That's when it started coming into, well, if you do my show, you don't got to pay. I'll just come and do your show. So now we flexing rules just so you can have a show.
That's so stupid.
That's what I'm saying. That was what happened. And so when you look at that, and I tell people, let me scoot over. When I tell people, when you look at that, when you already start to see red flags of how people operating, you really can't trust that they show is going to be what it's supposed to be.
But I understand that. But like I just stated, it's people that honestly have to, they have to experience it for themselves. Like, just using this example because one of her shows are one of the biggest shows, in the Majorette community. I'm not going to take the word of anybody else's, just being honest. If I've never been to Buckeye, I'm going to say it like this. If we had never been to Buckeye, I'm not going to take the word of someone else and just be like, okay, well, they said this and that. I'm going to go experience it for myself. I'm going to experience it to see how the judges will judge us, how the vibe is, how the experience is. I'm going to experience it for myself before I honestly give my real judgment on it. But because I'm able to honestly give people a real outlook on it, like how it runs. It runs smoothly. It runs this and it is what it is. She has her shows laid out. So we can do that. But it's people that literally will see a flyer that's made off of Pinterest or either made off of poster my wall and will still be okay with it because they just want to try it. I don't see an issue with it, but the thing about it is,
I see an issue with it.
Your ass would.
I see an issue with it because I feel like if you don't put the time and patience and the money,
that's true. Now here's the thing,
if you don't got the money, then say that.
Here's the thing. Some people can have an awful ass flyer, but show be on point.
I ain't never seen one.
I'm
being honest. I'm saying y'all may have. I've never seen somebody have a show that had an awful flyer, but the show was amazing.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen some. Like seriously, where the flyers were. Okay, so not to blast. No, I'm just being honest. Not to blast anybody or to put anybody out there like that. I just went to Minneapolis, Minnesota this past weekend, and the flyer wasn't all that. If you look on my page, you can probably see it.
It was clear across the board because I saw the flyer. It was clear.
It was clear. It got its point. Exactly. It got the point. Yeah. So it did that, but the show was great. The show ran smooth. Like we were in and literally we were out. You know what I'm saying? Like the trophies were nice. The judges were great. The DJ was cool. Like great concession. It's just that some people, honestly, I'm not gonna say they don't know, but like you said earlier when I was watching it, some people honestly just don't care. They really just do not care. And it goes back to they really, really think that it's money involved in this, and it's not. It's not. If you do not plan out your show correctly or to the T, you will lose more than you think you will you gain. That's just being honest. You try to do more than what your pockets are allowing you to, you're not going to walk out of there with a profit. You're not going to walk out there with a profit.
And I think that kind of goes tied hand in hand with people having shows every damn month.
That's true.
You got to make up for what you missed the last show.
That's
so
true.
with you having to make up the last show, I'm gonna pay y'all the next show we have. So they basically flipping the coin.
Yeah.
They basically flipping the show from the next show to the next show to the next. They're paying the last people winners with the new team members' money. And y'all think that I'm gonna sit there and take my teams to the shot? I'm not even gonna refer you or a team that comes to me and refer you to it because of what you got going on. Like and then this is what irks me. I get it. Y'all feel like y'all don't want to be labeled as whatever in the Majorette community. But one thing that irks me is y'all punk ass coaches don't want to speak up when y'all been burnt. How are y'all supposed to warn other people of your experience if you're not willing to tell your experience?
I'm going to use me as an example. I tell my experience, but I also at the end will tell them that's my experience. You might have a different one. Prime example. Just like we went through this particular person who did the prom dresses, this particular person who did the uniforms. My experience was horrible with them. My experience was horrible. But at the end of the day, I'm going to allow a person, I'm going to tell you, they're okay. They're good. Their quality is great, which it was. But at the end of the day, they have these flaws, they this and that. But please don't let that deter you from using them. You get your own experience. You get your own experience from it. This is how I am.
I don't think I agree with that.
Well,
I feel like a quality show across the board, there are things that you really have to know to do in order to have a quality show. That's just true. Across the board.
That's true.
So if you're saying your experience was your experience, and I wouldn't tell nobody to go because unless I actually have facts that I say, listen, they on the blacklist and they've been placed on here for a reason, and that's
why I said right. That's why I said that can be my experience, but at the end of the day, I'm going to say, listen, if you still want to go, get your own experience, and we can talk about it after. We can compare our ideas, our feelings, our thoughts.
Let me address Tyrus, because Tyrus up here going in. I knew he was coming with the shit. Tyrus said, how do y'all feel about people who don't even have a team and still host competitions, nor know the knowledge of the Majorette world?
It's different for me.
That's a 3-part question.
Okay, so how do y'all feel about people who don't even have a team and still host competitions?
Nor know any knowledge of the Majorette companies, because there's about a good 10 of them I can name off my head. There's a couple in Florida, there's a couple in South Carolina, and there is a couple up north in New York.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people will see going back to a nice flyer. A lot of people will also see the amount of money that's being given out, and some people will run to it. And I'm just being honest. But when you get there and you see that it's honestly not what it's supposed to be, don't start bitching and complaining, because all you did was see a dollar sign with this X amount of money behind it. Now, there are some people who do not have teams that throw on amazing shows. Just being honest. You know what I mean? To me, it's just me. I'm not going to do a Majorette show and I don't know anything about it. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to do a Majorette show and I don't know shit about it. Because at the end of the day, I feel like a person who doesn't know anything as far as what they're doing, they got to go back and ask, okay, so how do you think I should do this? How do you think I should do this? How do you think I should do this? That's not cool. And then when the time comes for the show to happen and something goes wrong and your backbone or the person who helped you put it together is not there, you got to handle that. You have to handle it. That's just like if you didn't know anything about Majorette and you don't have a team, you put a badass flyer out, you put a nice piece of change on that flyer, but you're coming to me asking questions on how to run your show, and I don't come to your show the day of and something happens, you got to handle it. You got to handle it, not Jamar. Jamar ain't got to handle it, because you're not going to call me and put me on speakerphone. How do I handle this fight? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't.
The next question. Jennifer, you got anything to chime in on that? No,
He
okay.
covered it. He covered it.
Tyrus said, what about
Now
what
Tyra's
about the
reaching.
registration fees, $150 a grand champion?
Tyrus reaching. Tyrus is reaching. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Tyrus Sellers is reaching, baby. I'm talking about reaching to the heavens. Look, now if you go to a if you see a flyer,
you set yourself up, honey. You pretty much got a little bit more half of your registration back, and you got what, $125 profit.
Now that's if you're putting out a flyer and your registration fee is $150, but you're only giving out $350. No way am I coming to your show, baby. I'm spending more money. I'm spending $350 on the girls getting their hair done. That's how much I'm spending $350 on Nancy boots. I'm spending $350 on the quality of the real tights, of the real fishnets that they put on the floor. That's what I'm spending $350 on. If you can't match what I'm paying as far as my bus to get there, I'm good.
And y'all know what also that irks me is starting to see these it irks me, and you can tell it. One thing that irks me is seeing those fishnets from the beauty supply stuff.
Let me tell you this, ma'am. I automatically deduct. I'm sorry. At the end of the day,
those are not dance. Those are not dance fishnets at all.
No, ma'am, honey. Those are the stockings my mom wear on the first Sunday. Okay, those came from Sally's beauty department, baby. No, ma'am. And the crazy part about it is, if they're not of quality, when you put them on, they automatically rip and they automatically tear because they're the cheap material. And it's like, especially if you have the sequence on the uniform, hell yeah. That's going to happen.
The rhinestones on the dog on fishnets is the one that takes me out every time.
Now I'm gonna be honest.
Like that.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm
gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, Jazz. It really depends on how you dress it, and I'm being honest with you. Why I say that? Because I've seen many of teams that will do that. I didn't like the new looking fishnets. I think they kind of like brown, almost like skin tone. I've seen them, and I was like, I mean, before I saw it, I was like, somebody wearing them for real? That's. But when I saw it and the way it was dressed, but it's the real material. It's the real, like the real fishnets. They're not the cheap kind. Those cheap kinds you can tell. Those cheap kinds you can really tell. Like seriously, I know who got theirs off of the website than the ones who ran that morning because they forgot it and had to go to the dollar store to get those fishnets.
Josh said it's the pantyhose for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the pet. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you know, it's too many people out here in the Majorette world that really, really know what they're doing for a lot of people to look like how they look going on their floor. Like, see, I have no issue. Anybody that has ever asked me for advice, no, I have no problem with giving you advice. You know what I mean? And then if you don't take it, that's on you. If you take it and apply it and do what you need to do. Don't ever say nobody wanted to help you. If you didn't open your mouth and ask, of course you're going to continue looking a fool. What mom always say, closed mouth don't get fed. It is what it is. If you do not have the courage or even, you know, if you're not wanting to really, really know what this industry is about, then don't get in it. Don't get in it.
And to go off of that, I feel as though people really take y'all, like, for real. Like, if I must be honest, I really feel like people take the Majorette community for a joke. They take it for it's an after school program, even down to the parents. You know, you say that, oh, the parent. Let me say this. I don't know why this is in my spirit, but I feel like I need to say it.
You need a house opinion.
I think if you guys were clear and concise about what is required. See, with the dance team, you have to set the standard going straight off the gate.
Yeah.
Soon as you get a member come in, baby, here is the layout. Here is your dues for the season. And y'all have to take the time to separate. Okay, if your child is starting on the B squad, this is their fees that they have for the whole year. Let the parents know up front. You would be amazed how many parents will say, you know what, I don't want to set a payment plan. I just want to get it all out the way, get my baby their stuff, whatever they need. I've had it happen with JE. You know, they were like, no, we don't want to even set on a payment plan. We're just going to pay all you and you just get our stuff. And they have no problem with it. Then you got those parents that come in and like, oh, well, can I make payments on it? Okay, but we already starting off wrong. Because you have to understand, like any other sport, this costs money. You can't set no payment arrangement to have your son play football. You can't set no payment arrangement for your child to be on a cheer squad. So why are y'all setting a payment arrangement for Majorette?
Because some people allow it. And
I'm going to add to this too. Y'all parents just want y'all kids to get out y'all face for a couple hours so y'all can go be laid up. Or I'm stepping on toes. See, if I can get my child out the house from 5 to 8 or 9 o'clock, I can go and be with Bookie and them. Oh, she's getting ready. So it may step on some toes, but that's the tea.
That's the truth.
Pregnant. Mama's having another girl or boy. You know, but these things happen. So it's like, do I feel as though the parents should be just as much as invested into their child as the child wants to be invested? Yes.
Yes.
Do I feel as though a lot of parents try to live their life through those kids vicariously? Of course. But usually those are the best parents in a sense. Because they didn't get, in my opinion, they didn't get the opportunity that they're able to give their kids now.
That can be either way. That can be either way.
That's what I'm gonna say. It really can. I've had some parents that, you know, wanted to coach or wanted to be out there and dance, and I wouldn't do it that way, Miss Jen. Maybe you need to do it this way and all that other stuff.
Take your ass to bed.
What did you say?
Tyra said it, stop ordering y'all uniforms from Pakistan. Very cheap and ugly on the dance floor. Practice wear is cool, but a team in uniform, no ma'am. Baby, listen, sublimation it can only go so far. That's another thing that I think that we need to start as judges and as people hosting shows. That is a part of your overall appearance. If I can look at your Majorette costume and tell that you got that from Pakistan, that needs to be a deduction. Because that does it, even though you feel like it may look good just because you want to have an extra uniform, it doesn't look, it's not a Majorette costume. Oh, and they got the sublimation where they throw on some tassels and tassel fringe and sequins trim. Oh, they done made that into a Majorette costume. Or you got the ones that just order warm-ups and added some sequins trim and tassels to it by Hot Glue. We've seen those because they have actually fallen off the competition. Y'all, we can't take y'all seriously. You can't get mad at us if the judges take off points for your uniformity because you're not uniformed. If one person's tassels and trim is falling off, everybody's tassels and trim should be falling off. At that point, that's uniformity. Everybody's fell off. You might still get points taken off, but it's uniformity. So again, y'all, what are we doing? Fabric, a whole different color. I know you right. Fabric over here is a neon green, and then you got a beige over here with a hot pink. Make it make sense.
It don't. It honestly don't make sense.
Oh no, I know what the tea is. I found out what the tea is, y'all.
What's the tea?
Something else done came out too. I found out what the tea is with the Pakistanians. I found out the tea, honey. So what happens is the Pakistanians, make sure I get this right. The Pakistanians, do I want to say this? The Pakistanians, so that this is what the teams do. The team said, oh, we're not going to go through a vendor. We're not going to go through a vendor. We're going to go directly to the Pakistanians, honey. So essentially, they still trying to overcharge they parent. And when they get their stuff, it be missing, can't fit, don't got the right name. You done took all these parents' money and then charged them triple the amount so your ass could take a profit.
But truth be
Now
told,
that's true thief.
truth be told, that's been happening.
It's yes, yes. But I tell people, why do that? You can't take them to court. You can't sue them. Once you done sent that, they don't accept Cash App, boo. They don't even accept PayPal, Western Union, MoneyGram, or Wire.
Those are 3 reasons why I would never use them.
So
Those are 3 reasons.
So Wire is more secure because it's bank to bank. That's what I use. But MoneyGram and what's the name? They put an end to that. You can't even MoneyGram a Western Union because they think you over there supplying for a war. And that's exactly what the representative told me. All the money that be sent over there, they think you supplying the money for a war.
Wow.
Yeah, ma'am.
Some people just like it's a lot of people.
Somebody said, "What's the problem with that?" Oh, baby.
What's the problem with what?
I guess he's saying, Jamar saying, what's the problem with basically double? If that's what you do, that's what. Listen, if y'all have, don't come against.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's not. I don't think it's an issue with people doing it. It's an issue when they do it, then they get on the floor and they get deducted for it, and then they have a problem with it after that. See, the thing about it was there were like using it just because I just went this past weekend. There were a few teams there that I saw those type of uniforms, and how I knew what type of uniform it was because every child that was in front of me, I could literally tell you, and nobody take this offense or anything. I could tell what color underwear they had on. I can tell the undergarments because it was see-through. It wasn't quality.
And the fabric is cheap.
Exactly. So that's the thing. There's not a problem with you doing that if that's your gist, if that's your MO, if that's how you gonna run it. But when you get in front of judges, using me as an example, or judges I know like Tyrus or Quincy or Diana, don't get mad when that's the first thing that we put on your paper. That's the only thing. That's the issue with it. So, when people be like, well, what's the problem with it? There's no problem with it. There's not a problem with it at all. But when you put that quality uniform on and you get on that floor and we start seeing Fruit of the Loom's underwear everywhere, don't get mad when we're deducting. Don't get mad when we're judging you off of that. There's no problem with you doing that if that's how you're going to do it. But remember, like I was told, and I had to learn this myself, when you put your team out there, you're subjecting yourself to whatever that person at the judge's table is feeling or thinking at that moment. You get what I'm saying? So if you get out there and you have on a curtain for a uniform, and I can tell that's what it is, and I can look straight through it, I'm getting you. And that's just what it is, because why would you think that would be okay? Your routine can be sickening.
Cyrus, take your ass to sleep.
If they want to compete in the living room curtain, so be it. That's true. But no, that's true. If you want to compete in a living room curtain, that's true. That's true. If you want to compete in a living room curtain.
And I know what people gonna say. Well, what if they can't afford it? Listen, you guys.
It's investments.
It is. And I feel like this. If the child wants to dance, but the parent cannot financially provide for that child everything they need, I'm sorry, little Susie, you won't be dancing right now because mama can't afford it. You can go on YouTube and look at Bring It, look at Doggone Dancing Dolls, look at Prince Tacaress, look at the Doggone YCDT. You can look at Practice all you want to. So when I can't afford it, you'll already be ahead of the game. But I can't afford you to be on a team right now. These parents are not telling these children no. So when the parents get in there, they want to half-ass the coaches with paying for fees and stuff like that. And then let me talk about the coaches. Coaches, y'all charging fees that y'all ain't got no business charging. I said it. Y'all charging and ain't taking the team nowhere.
I truly believe that no matter what
y'all charging and not even paying, we paying y'all for a service, and yo big ass can't even get off the floor to do an 8-16 count. But what are we paying you for? This is my thing. A director, I'm sorry, I told you I'm stepping on toes tonight. I don't know why I'm being led, but I'm gonna let them use me. Y'all want to sit here and collect a check, but y'all can't even get y'all big asses off the chair to throw a 8 count. You don't even, that's what Tyra said. You don't understand it. That's the same thing with people with dance teams. How you got a dance team and you don't even know what a proper 8/16 count look like? Or the difference between a clean? I'm confused. I have questions. You are not Abby Lee Miller. You're not Abby Lee. But you charging like you Abby Lee. So when parents get to asking questions, well, why are we paying all this and we're not even going anywhere? It's going to come up every time.
Listen, that has been the fight for the longest, I believe, in the Majorette community. You know, because like I just stated, I truly believe no matter what you put your child in, they should grow. They should grow from there. You should literally see a difference from when they first started.
I believe Abby could do it. She got too much knowledge. I believe if Abby Lee had to do it, she could show them. But
what you talking about? Get up and show them.
Show them, yeah.
Oh, I believe Abby Lee Miller was a beast in the back.
The show just showed that she was just that real trill. If I tell you to do a pirouette, I tell you to do a jazz. What is it? A jazz? What? A jazz? It's jazz something. It's a real cute word that she used. It's so fancy, but she tells them, and the girls know exactly what to do, and she's able to put a whole damn routine together by telling them what to put in.
But see, the thing about the thing about it is, it goes back to honestly you knowing what you're doing, because I could have done all of this in the past, and I no longer do it, but I still have that knowledge in my head. Mm-hmm. I can put together an amazing dance team. I can put together an amazing field show or an amazing whatever, because I know what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? Just like I do agree. I truly believe if she had to, when she was healthy, she could possibly get, she could show them. But because she doesn't have to. She has the knowledge. She knows how to fix a flexed foot. She knows how to show how their hand is supposed to be, where their head is supposed to turn, what number they're supposed to be on, how to spot their turns so they can be done accurately. She has that knowledge. She can do that. It's some people that honestly, Jazz, like I said, are just doing this, starting pop-up teams just to say, well, I did it because I wanted the children to get off the street. That's fine. That's fine. But that's not you're coming into this. That's not your calling. That's your hobby.
That's a hobby. And if it's a hobby, you need to treat it as such. Hobbies can turn their hobbies into a business, but that's not your business.
True. And then to think of it too, you could have a director that has the knowledge of how to run a successful business, that does not know anything about Majorette, but hires a person as their head coach that knows how to run it. Now, here's the thing. That could definitely work, but the person who does not know needs to be willing to learn. That's the thing. The person that does not know anything about the Majorette industry, if you decide to step in it and you want to do a team, get with somebody that knows what the hell is going on. But be willing and have an open mind to learn. Be willing and have an open mind to learn. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you might, as a sponsor, have to take the team to a competition and have to lead them that day.
I'm looking because, baby, I know about a good 5 of them, honey, that do it. And I said it, and y'all know I will.
You just got to learn.
It's just like, okay, this is also the one unique thing about the association that I said that I was going to, I can tell y'all this, because this is one unique thing that we are going to implement. So when we have conferences where we take the parents, we take the coaches, and we take the directors into their own tracks. Me and Jamar briefly talked about it, like, I think when I first started getting We Must Bring Order conference together. While the coaches and the parents are going through their different seminars and stuff like that, because this is going to tie in with the association, the kids will be getting taught different genres of dance. If the coaches are not going to do it, sometimes we have to push their asses through. Like, push them through to do it. So the parents are already coming. Well, the parents don't have nobody to watch their kids. Okay, you bring your kids to the conference. While you guys are doing conferences, they could be training the kids how. What does it feel like as far as in bullying competitions? Or what does it feel like? How do you guys feel stand battles work? You guys feel like, what works for y'all when y'all go to a stand battle? The kids have a voice too that needs to be heard. And then
they're the ones that got to do it.
And they're the ones that got to do it. And they also will be trained. They will also be trained. So not only are you guys imparting into them knowledge of how to act at a comp, since your coach don't got the necessary functions to do, but your parents are also being held accountable too, and they're actually able to, figure out different, it's just a whole thing that's going to just happen. I just wanted to put that out there because I feel as though we have to do something, y'all. We got to. And the ones that don't want to do it, I'm not focused on them. If you don't feel like it's a benefit, baby, it's to each its own. You don't got to do it. But the ones that really do want to be governed and to be able to have some type of structure within not only the organization, but at shows, it's a benefit. Why wouldn't
I'm gonna be honest? Coming into this industry, you literally have to have thick and tough skin. You get what I'm saying? You have to have thick and tough skin because you're going to learn by experiences through this industry. You're going to learn some good, some bad. But coming into it, you honestly have to have an open mind to want to learn what it is. Teams get on my nerves when the main thing they focus on is stand battle, but you can't march. You focus on giving me all these tricks, but you don't know what a pointed foot is. You focused on, I want to battle them. Oh, I can't wait to get them. But you don't know what HBCU 8 and 16s are. You get what I'm saying? That's the thing that a lot of people coming in.
I gotta put in my lash so
a lot of people coming into this industry, just coming into it because, they have a daughter that's very flexible, or they got a son that's extremely talented that could do this. Well, my son can do it. Anybody else can't. No. Take
they
the
say
course.
my baby know all the new TikToks and stuff.
And that's so stupid to me. Like, if I see that hip dance one more goddamn time in a field show, I'm going to scream. The fundamentals of Majorette, that's our base.
And that's what we need to get back to.
That's what we're built off of.
Just get back to it.
That's what we're built off of. If everybody is saying HBCU, getting their children to HBCUs is the goal, why not teach it to them while they're under our care?
Tyrus, I'm glad you said that because I do. Oh, I'm sorry, Jamar. I'm glad you said
good. You good.
Because I just thought about someone in my mind that's so pertinent that I'm not even gonna go there. Tyrus, don't get me started.
What is
because I promised myself I wasn't gonna do it. I said I wasn't gonna bring Jamar. You know who that individual is.
What did he say? I can't really see what they're writing when they.
So when he said, "Do you feel as though it just came back to my remembrance when he said that, do you feel like those that don't have a team, a Majorette team, don't even know the background of a Majorette team is, or a Majorette community, but as hosting Majorette competitions, it is definitely one person that came in my mind. And Jamar, you know who I'm talking about. They've been on my damn thing 3 times in the last year. And they come after the Majorette community. Okay, I'm gonna give you a hint. Musical note toppers.
I know what the hell you talking about, child.
Beautiful. Look at you. So it just, and then they get mad because they're like, oh well, she got all the influential people over there and all of the, like, I don't even pay attention to it, but I think it's funny.
It's extremely funny. You
know,
no,
Diana. No, Diana. No,
what
Diana.
Did she say?
She said, Laura. No, Diana, not her.
Oh my God.
Diana, go to bed. No, it's not her. It's
Trifling. Low
So
down.
you know what I'm talking about. She said, "Make the one that makes his own trophy." Jamar know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But it kind of irks me because
What? Stop.
Diana's comment a fool. So it just really irks me because I just feel as though, like, people think that this platform came overnight. It didn't. This platform has been through the good, bad, and the absolute worst.
It's been through the mud.
It has. But I feel as though as much mud as I've had to go through with bringing stuff to the forefront, the benefit of it has also saved a lot of teams from being effed up and scammed and played with, and parents' money paid with. Like, I don't feel like people take it seriously when it comes to the throwing on shows, because the only thing, like they said, the only thing they care about is getting y'all money. They don't care how you get to the show. They don't care how many people they care about how many people you bring through the door. But they don't care that you don't have adequate bathrooms. Like, they just don't care. I feel like it's our duty to be able to have to report that, because we need to, the Majorette community. I'm not really caring about anybody got no hip hop teams, because that's not a part of our major. It's a part of it, but it's not the gist of our community. It's hip hop. This is Majorette hip hop. It's a difference.
And see, the thing about it is truth be told, Jazz, what a lot of people don't honestly understand is there's a difference between a Majorette team and a dance team. There is. Like, Majorettes, what a lot of people don't understand, a lot of Majorette teams, majority of them twirl. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A lot of them wear the boots that have the tassels on it. Let's take it back. There's a lady here in Memphis, Tennessee by the name of Sharon Cole, who a lot of people, her name of her team was Mighty Marchers. A Majorette team. She had boots, like every uniform, she wore boots. They had the tassels. Mm-hmm. They used drummers, and almost every girl that she had twirled. When it came to dance teams, and why they call us hip hop majorettes, is because that's why when a lot of people be like mistaken, well, what's the tempo, medium or rap? It's the same thing. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's when almost like that hip hop comes in, because we're able to switch up from being sassy, smooth, soft, fluent, to being that grimy, that hard, that rough. That's us now. That's why they call us hip hop Majorette teams. Mm-hmm. In parades, we wear the boots with the tassels. They twirl. When it's time for floor show, when it's time for competition, we might put on, the jazz boots. We might go barefoot. That's when we get grimy. We're able to do both. But a lot of people don't even understand that there's a difference. There's a difference. That's the problem. They automatically, well, y'all are Majorette, y'all are this and that. No, we can do both.
Right.
We can do both. A lot of people, like I said, it goes back to not wanting to learn what the history, what the background of this is. And it's starting to get upsetting, because to me,
and I think honestly, what you were saying to me on the phone was that that's the reason why people are falling out of love with it. And
that's the reason why people are quitting. Like I told you, I'm not going to say any. Well, she just made her post today. I am amazing friends, very, very close friends with Saki of Shavonda. She was the captain of the Prancing J sets. She had the Prancing Pearls of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Okay.
We had a conversation, and Saki is a vet. She's a vet in this. You know what I mean? She's one of the ones why a lot of people are starting Majorette teams, while a lot of people are doing this because of her legacy that she has. You get what I'm saying? But when you have vets that are honestly getting over it, they're tired, people don't want to listen, it becomes more of a job than a passion. And when your passion starts to feel like a job, I gotta go. I did this because I love dance. I did this because I want to teach kids what I know. I did that. I started that. But when it becomes almost like the kids, adults get tired too. Adults get tired of getting up, going into bullshit. You get what I'm saying? And when it gets like that, they start dropping out. They start leaving. When you don't have the vets in this industry anymore, Jazz, what the fuck is this? I'm sorry for my language. What the fuck is this majorette industry going to do? What is this industry going to do? And I'm just being honest. A lot of HBCUs really, to me, don't even highlight the community dance because that's where you get your dancers from.
But I want to touch on that too. Excuse me. I do feel as though every dance team.
Hold on, Jazz. I just saw what Tyra said. I read the comments. It is the disrespectful as parents and kids. I definitely get that. That plays a big part in it also. But it's not the same as it used to be. It's not. It's not the same as it used to be. You know, coaches at the end of the day, we have a huge platform, period. We do. We have a huge platform. And some people honestly just ruin that if they don't want to listen. If somebody keeps coming to me time and time again, asking me for advice, I give it to you. But I continue seeing you being a fool, I'm gonna get tired of helping you. And I'm not gonna want to do it anymore. I'm not gonna want to continue helping you. I'm going to block you. I'm no longer going to accept your questions because my answers then are going to be, girl, please get the hell out of my face because I told you. It's a lot of people that don't want to listen that also plays into the badass kids, the disrespectful parents, the people that don't. If you don't want to listen, you don't want to learn, go start your own team. But when you start seeing the bullshit that I went through, don't come to me stating, now I see how you feel. Don't do that. It gets tiring. It gets burnt out. Yes. But truth be told, if we really just start overlooking a lot of the bullshit and just going on, stop getting in everybody else's business. I don't care what your team has going on over there. It's not my problem. I'm worried about what Tiger's got going on. You get what I'm saying? Right. I don't have that's the thing. That's the main thing. Yes, the disrespectful ass kids, the parents, they play a big role in it. Yes. But the thing about it is, if you know what you're doing and you're ready to and you're running your business, let their ass go. We've done competitions with 2 kids and won. You don't have to have a huge team,
right,
to make a statement. A lot of people are accepting the bullshit from disrespectful kids and parents because that's your livelihood. That's what they're basing it off of.
Oh, you just showing us that I was thinking it. Because they are too afraid to doggone lose members.
Exactly.
Because that's what's bringing in their tuition. So they rather accept the bullshit from the parents and the kids just to say they got numbers and you ain't winning no way.
Yep. Quality over quantity any day.
Dr. D, because and this is good form because I feel as though people, but I feel the only way that we're going to have structure is the association got to go forth. It's got to.
So let's just keep it 100 because Jamar hit on a lot of points. And friend, I know you be politically correct. My first name is controversy. Last name is don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. When we all started Majorette, the grandfather in this is the Golden High Steppers.
Yes, ma'am.
When I started Dancing Dolls, there was the Golden High Steppers. There were the Jackson Jewels. There was Elite Prancing Pearls, Golden Dazzlers. There were
I think
Jackson
Mighty Marchers was around.
Stepperettes. You got the Mighty Marchers. You got Millennium Madness. You have the originators of all of this that created a standard, and it wasn't called Majorette competitions. They were called jamborees. Everybody
There you
learned
go.
and understood the style of Majorette, and there was a specific structure as to how to do parades, how to do field shows, and the stand battles even back then were 8s and 16s. I have never
Yeah.
seen a stand battle become a battle until the Dancing Dolls battled the Prancing Tigerettes, and they did a toe touch in stand battle. That was the first time we had ever seen anything like that, because what I was raised on and grew up around and what I saw was 8s and 16s. Okay. It was feet on the ground, what you do in the stands. We ain't doing no goddamn toe touch in the stands. So how the hell or what the hell? And that's when it started to change and shift for us, because it was rap, like you said, it was a hip hop style, but it was a twist on the traditional Majorette. You had to have the proper way to do your salt and pepper. The marching is supposed to be in a chair. It's not supposed to be in passe. It's not toe to knee.
Yeah.
It is a chair position. Your knee is supposed to be locked at the very bottom. It's not supposed to be where your knee, you marching with your knees bent. When you kick at a either at a 6 o'clock, at a 3 o'clock, a 6 o'clock, or at a 12, depending on which direction that it was. And your arm goes in the front, your foot goes behind, and your toe is perfectly pointed. You're not ducking your head like you're playing duck, duck, goose, or whack-a-mole. And your toe is pointed. The tradition of Majorette is completely lost. And like I said before, Bring It played a major role in flipping this crap around, because a lot of people think that what they see the Dancing Dolls do is very easy. You see the Tigerettes do, you saw John's team do, you saw even Neva Magruder's team do. You sat there and watched YCDT, you watched a lot of these teams that came through this show, and you really thought that what we did was easy, because Bring It only showed you a couple of depth drops, a couple B layouts and slow-mo walkovers and shit. No, we dance for real. So when you see us and you battle us and you watching the kids come through there and they 5, 6, 7, 8 dancing and kick, flip, turn, part of parade, then you like, what the hell is going on here? Because you're not dancing. All you saw was them tricks.
Yeah.
And you forget you are a dance team. Majorette is not gonna come back to the way it's supposed to be until these dance teams realize that you're a dance team. You're not a trick team. You're not a gymnastic squad. You're not a hip hop team out here flipping and doing full out routines on concrete. Make it make sense.
I wish people would understand, though, at the end of the day, and Diana can attest to it, stand battle wasn't even the big focus that we had.
And nobody cared.
Nobody gave a damn
you
about
had
stand
to
battle.
dance. Your field, we were so locked in on field show. Your field shows made a statement about who your dance team was. Dancing Dolls back then learned how to do elbow cartwheels from the floor and from standing. You had to do both, and you had to be ambidextrous on both sides, not just one side. You had to learn how to travel and transition while keeping your chest forward, because you don't turn your back or your side to the judges. It was all about the hair. It was all about the makeup. It was all about the costume. It was all about your look. You had to be a bad bitch walking out there.
Man.
When you walk out there, Jasmine, you were judged from the time you hit the floor.
Yes.
The first time my girls ever wore, quick weaves was at Madness, was at Bay Area Battle. It was Sharon Cozy, but they had that 2-piece metallic red top and pantsuit on. That was the first time they ever wore weave, because we were trying to figure out how we could look old like Prancing Tigerettes, because their girls were older. This was before your Tussies. This was before your Princess. Okay? This is my thick, big booty Judy that used to dance over there with them. We was watching them.
Yes.
And I'm thinking because it's a standard that was set. But you got examples, so there's no excuse for these teams to be looking like they look. I'm sorry. Okay?
That's true.
You ain't gotta like me. I promise I don't care.
So
the truth is the truth. They have examples, Jasmine. There's no excuse. You have
They don't
examples.
want the help. They don't want the help.
You think that because we think we know everything. Oh, she been on TV, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, how the fuck you think I got there? Like, they didn't just snap their fingers and find me overnight. And no, we were 12 and a half years in before we got there. So we had to look like something for them white folks to put us on that white network with our black selves, not to embarrass us. We didn't get popular just because. No, we really put in the work to look like that. And every year we grew. We were talked about because we wore leave out. So the girls started wearing leave out and we got closures. My girls had natural hair. We weren't walking around. I mean, what we supposed to do? Every year you're supposed to get better. Jasmine, you ain't see my girls' panties. You ain't see my girls' bras. You ain't see my girls' wigs coming off. You didn't see my girls out there half-stepping. You have examples, so it's bullshit to sit up and watch these teams with these see-through uniforms that look like somebody's window. It don't make no sense for you to be having on these canvas ass jazz, which you got from Amazon. It makes no sense for you to be buying tights from JCPenney. Get your ass off of Dance Wear Solutions because them is the wrong tights. Get you some Capicios. Spend the right money on them fishnets. Stay your ass up out of Party City. Stop using them rhinestones about Miss Hobby's Lobby and put them on with a hot glue stick and trying to figure out why they're leaving them little white stains on the suits like cum stains. Cut it out. Use the right stuff. You've been given the example. So to me, it makes no sense. Don't say you want to be like DD4L. Shut it up. Because no, you don't. You'll never pay the cost to be this boss. My kids' uniforms ain't going to cost no $100. They are going to run you $150 plus. They're going to run you $150 plus. I'm not putting nothing on my kids that I ain't going to put on my body. I'm not going to be walking around here pushing with a Gucci bag and my kids like they shop at the damn Walmart. It's not going to happen. You're going to have your shack together. As a coach, you are the representation of your team. Why do you look better than your team? Y'all so busy worried about glitter t-shirts and how you going to get dressed and what you going to look like. I promise you, the coaches who look the raggediest, they teams look the best because they put all their time into their team and they're not focused on themselves. If I could walk around like this, I declare, Lord, I would. But because there's too many folks in my face about DD4L, I can't walk around like that. I don't care about no wig. I don't care about no makeup. I don't care. My focus is my kids. I think about their musicality. When I go to competitions and the music got this sexual conversations and innuendo, mine ain't dancing to that. It's inappropriate. And I tell them that. Mine ain't dancing to that. And how do I explain that to the girls? Now, what they do when they ain't around me, that's between them and their moms. But when it comes to me, I'm not doing that. But they have examples, so it's no excuse. Stop biting. I don't want to hear another DD4L mix. Okay, let's just make it clear. I don't want to hear another.
They use a DD4L mixes.
Because what I do is I send out my mixes. I send out my mixes mixed in for the captain's battles. Why are you taking the mixes and putting them all together? Do it yourself. Because see, I'm very strategic. Let me just let y'all in on a little something. Because I cuss, I'm a little ghetto. I like to hear my voice because my kids feed off of my voice. So my voice is in all of my mixes. Let's go. You're going to hear me holler because I'm on the sideline hollering. They feed off of me. So my voice is going to be in there. You're going to hear DD4L a million times because that's our chant. That's our fire up. That's our chant. It's like you talking about, we ready. No, I'm going to holler DD4L. Because you're gonna let that shit thump in your chest. You're gonna hear a little bit of Lil Jon. You're gonna get a million and one sound effects, but all them sound effects sound like you whooping some ass. Because if not, where's the drive? But see, that's my vision for mine. But why are you using mine? Stop using these palm mixes off YouTube and get a little creative. Stop copying everybody's uniform designs and get a little creative.
So let me ask a question. Do you guys feel with Bring It? Do you guys feel as though, being that y'all were on Bring It, do y'all feel as though, because we all know, to be honest with you, I knew there were Majorette teams, but when I saw that first commercial of y'all, Diana, when you was young, and I saw that first commercial, I was sold. The way they did the commercial, it was captivating. I was excited to see.
But you know why though, Jazz? Because that was really me. Yeah. I wasn't pretending to be something to somebody that I'm not. I've always been loud. I've always been aggressive. I've always talked that shit. Jamar, you know me. You didn't know me before this. I done always been like this. So when we say respect your soul, I meant that because when I dance, I give all of me. This is not just something I do for fun. This is what I do. I have a degree doing something else, but I chose this because I understood that there was a necessity for it. I grew up in dance in the white folks studio. So I learned every style from clogging to square dancing. I learned it all. But this is the one that stood out the most to me. And because there was nothing like it, it's very different and unique. So why would you want to take something and turn it into a gymnastics trick competition where the kids jumping in there and landing on their butt, gonna tear up the tailbone, flipping over their heels at the floor, gonna tear up all your Achilles, shins, gonna be so you can break your kneecaps, right? Like they doing something they should not be doing, and it's not done correctly. It's
Right.
improperly trained. And to piggyback on what Tyra said about dance team people throwing events that ain't host. I mean, that don't have a dance team. This goes all the way back to the Just for Kids Drill Team Showcase with Mr. Landon Stokes in Jackson, Mississippi. Because Jamar, you know what I'm talking about. Because we boycotted that son of a baseball biscuit eater because you was lying to us, telling us we had to participate in order to be at the Battle of the Bands with Mr. John Ray. And we called you out on it because you was giving us $1 a ticket. We making all this money and turning all this money in for you, only for me to find out that it had nothing to do with us coming to your event, but you needed us to come to your event. And the year that I did not come, Diddy Boel was still at the Battle of the Bands. And I'm like, for what? But you sold it to us like that. You have nothing to do with Majorette. Don't know anything about anything. Don't know who we are. But that's what they do. But because if you see a market and we just want to dance, we're not looking at what it takes to be great. You're not looking at the details and the judges. You're not looking at the DJ. You don't care. You just want to be seen. But why would you want to go somewhere and be the best of the worst? I mean, because you think you're really doing something because you're competing against teams don't nobody know that just started yesterday. But you're like, I won, but who you win against though? Who is that? That's and you know, with them real ones.
I guess my question also to you guys is on Bring It, although we fell in love with the show, I do feel like when it came about the 4th or 5th season, it was kind of getting a little, they was making it too like, because it was just, it didn't give us the first 3 seasons, I'll say that.
And it never was going to be because it was creating too much unnecessary.
And I was going to say, being honest, during that, being honest, the first couple of seasons, it focused on dance.
Yeah.
It focused on the kids dancing. It focused on dancing dolls getting ready for a competition. It focused on them talking about the different teams that they were about to battle and different things like that. Going on until going further into the season, it's almost like there was a narrative created to create drama.
Let me tell you what it was. What it was they was trying to recreate season 1 and 2. And they could not recreate what was real.
They couldn't.
You thought you could have lightning in the bottle over and over, and that's not real. That's not what was really going on. These kids were growing up. These kids were deciding that they wanted to go to HBCUs and do other things with their lives. So you're trying to force this. You were creating unnecessary ass arguments with them parents because they were not at each other like that. Exactly. So you created unnecessary bullshit amongst them. It was pissing me off in the midst of it because I quit 4, 5, 11 times. I'm sick of shit because it had nothing to do with what I was there for.
Right.
So when I said in season 5, you've broken what I built, I wasn't talking about any of my girls. I was talking about they asses. And they knew that, which is why the hell they was outside subtitling the damn door because I put their ass out, locked the damn door. Fuck y'all, I'm moving.
So I'm gonna tell y'all what I would have loved to see because, like I said, the first 3 seasons we were glued. The freaking battle royales, we was glued. It was everything. When it got to about the 4th season, I don't. Was it the 4th season that they wanted to introduce boys or the 5th one?
It was the last season, and they did that because they were trying to shake it up. The boys that came, they were great kids. They were great kids. We had one that played football, 2 that were cheerleaders that tumbled. They're Sigmas now, and they cheer at Jackson State. Like, those kids were great kids.
They were amazing.
They were some good kids. Marquell came on as their coach. I requested Marquell be my co-coach at the time because I knew I needed somebody that was going to run the team and run the program at my studio because I knew I was moving. I told them I was moving. I was opening up the Atlanta studio. So when the boys came, that was their way of trying to keep it fresh and keep it new and introducing new things because they had gotten so far away from what it was about. You were trying to pull it back, but it was too late. Even down to the music videos and the birthday parties and things like that. But then on top of that too, you got people at each other for whatever their reason may be. And half shit that was going on, I did not damn care. I was building another studio. I did not care. Okay. But it's too much that was happening. But it got away from the reality of dance. But that's neither here nor there because Bring It is irrelevant. It ain't here. The actual factual and the reality of what's happening right now is that this shit right here, okay? If everybody do not get on one accord, you ain't got to follow me. Don't. Please don't. Because if you ain't about what I'm about to be on with my investors that I told you about, Jamar, that I spoke loud and clear about in Memphis. If you're not on what I'm on, this ain't gonna be for you. Because we're gonna have rules and regulations. It's gonna be like Fort Knox up over here. If you're not about this life and don't have your shit together, you're not gonna be able to be a part of anything that I do. Because when I speak, I walk into a room with people. I can be this lady. I can be very calm. I can be very demure. I can be black, white, green, or purple. I know how to turn it on and turn it off. But when we're doing this, people have to understand that you have to come correct and do things a specific way. But if you don't, just like these people have decided, they've been watching, and this ain't new. It's not new.
It's not new.
Been coming. It's been a conversation that I've had with friends of mine for the longest. It's been talked about since COVID. It ain't no surprise that it's in Jackson, Mississippi. Hello. It's been talked about since COVID. And now that it's here, now everybody want to act surprised. I wasn't surprised. I already knew.
There was a comment. She happens to be my mom, so she's always on. But she said, "But do you not agree that Bring It set a narrative of negative exchange of children and adults that other teens now mimic?"
Between children and adults, hell no.
No. She's saying, do you feel like it set a narrative to where now what they seen on Bring It, now they mimic it? I think we touched on that before too.
Yeah, I said that already. I said Bring It twisted this up and made it something that it wasn't, because they should have stuck to the script of what it actually was. They were showing the kids, they were showing these made up ass scenes, okay? With me walking past these coaches and having conversations knowing doggone well, I'm not gonna, one, I'm not social. Two, I ain't friends with none of them, okay? Three, I keep to myself and I don't want to talk to nobody. So that was set up number one. Then some coaches took to want to shoot their shot, knowing I'm going to shoot mine too. You want to be a fool, I'm going to be a bigger fool. So they took that and ran with it. When that's not the reality of the exchange of the Majorette world and the coaches, that's not real. But of course, for reality TV, you have to have some type of drama. It is what it is. But some of those things weren't real, but I will say that some of it, I already said that though. Bring It has to take responsibility for their role in this, which is why I set the tone with my team. If you want to follow somebody, you can look at DD4L and see exactly how we move. When have you ever seen the Dancing Dolls get into a fight with anybody on that show? When have you ever seen the Dancing Dolls get out of character? When have you ever seen them do it? So if the kids want to use DD4L as a model, you ain't never seen them fighting. You ain't never seen them be disrespectful. You ain't never seen them acting no fool, and you never will. That's not how they move. Even with me, I only bucked up or knocked at your buck when it was time. See, don't come from my top and expect me not to respond to you. I'm never going to start it, but I'm always going to finish it. I'm one of them ones. I stay in my hole. I don't bother nobody. Even the drama with me and Neva, majority of it was fabricated because I never really had a problem with Neva. Neva know what the hell she did to me, and I've already talked to her about that. And I've forgiven her for it, and I've tried to let it go. I feel how I feel, and she know. And I can tell her to her face. So I can say in public, it's nothing. But at the end of the day, they fanned those flames because they knew I was triggered by certain things that she was saying she would do. So they fanned it. So a lot of my issues, the only person I had a real mega issue with on that show was her. Nobody else. I had no beef for what? We were busy in the back cackling and carrying on. They trying to separate our ass. We back there laughing and eating up their snacks and everything else. We in the room where the food at. So it's unfortunate, Jasmine, that it made it look like that. It's unfortunate, but if you want to keep it real, it's still no excuse.
Yeah.
You had an example. If you want to follow DD4L, you had an example. We had uniforms, hair and makeup, okay? Choreography was together. We won with grace. We lost with grace. You didn't see us breaking trophies. You didn't see us on the acting the fool. You didn't see us doing none of that. And you never will, because that's not how we move. Because I can buy my kids some $40, $50, and $60 trophies. I don't need to break something that belongs to somebody else because it's classless and it's tasteless.
And I wanted to address something too, just for because there's people that follow me that had an issue with the last live I did about Flint. Let me help you guys understand this, just clarification. Because I saw the post and I saw the subliminals. And those couple of people know who I'm talking about. And then there was a whole live that was made. Let me address Flint, Michigan for one moment. Flint, you guys don't have to like anything that goes on this Majorette platform, this podcast. You don't. You don't have to follow me. A lot of y'all don't support me no how. But I'm going to talk what I talk, and I'm going to say what I say. Y'all had an issue with Tyrus. Y'all had an issue with some of the other influencers. Y'all had an issue with Diana because y'all felt like, so Diana, the issue that they felt was like, oh, don't, because I think you had said, well, give me the names of those teams that was involved in that drama, so I know not to have them at my show. That's her prerogative to say. That's my prerogative to say.
Well, who the fuck gonna get mad at me? I don't want you coming to my shit and you gonna be fighting. Say your ass where the hell you at? Did you mad about that? Oh damn well. That's
you talking about
dumb.
the show? You
That's
talking about the show that had the
crockpot?
That's dumb. I don't care. If you was out there hitting people's kids, slinging crock pots or whatever else, I don't want you at Buck or Die. I said what I said, and if anybody is mad at me about it, I don't care. You're
Like,
not coming to Buck or Die. But I know
like,
how is a whole ass city gonna be mad at me for protecting my brand and my event? Because see, these white folks ain't gonna let you be throwing crock pots and scoops of cheese and hot dogs and sausages and shit at they stuff. Okay, so am I supposed to let you just come to my store because I spoke up and said I want to know who it is? Goddamn right. I said it.
So
don't come to Buck or Die. I'm going to press charges against you for inciting a riot, endangering the welfare of a child, disturbing the peace. You're gonna go to jail.
You started this.
So I guess they were upset because they said, well, he said, well, I had a competition plan and we had a full lineup of teams, and now just because y'all looked at a podcast, a platform, and you saw influential people saying they didn't want it, they started dropping on my show. That's not my problem. This is what this podcast is for.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think what happened was a lot of people honestly started. A lot of people. There are some that are not listening, but then you have some that are honestly are. And when when they listen and they see and they hear the truth, nobody was bashing anybody. I'm gonna be honest. I saw
Jamar, they made it like we were. They were like, "This is a mess. I feel disrespected."
Nobody was bashing anybody.
No, y'all brought it to us. How am I supposed to know anything going on?
Like Diana like you just said, and like Diana just said, basically. And I would say the same thing. I don't want that energy. That's, to me, a lot of coaches. The real coaches that I know, we feed off energy.
Right.
We feed off energy. I don't want that energy around me. That's the thing. If I already know that you have bad energy, I'm good on you. I can speak to you. I can say, hey, we can even comment on each other's page. But when we're around, if I have anything to do with it.
Everybody.
And that's what I was trying. That was my point. It was the fact that when I guess they got upset because we made the afterlife. The afterlife was about the U-Haul. It was funny. I didn't know they was going to doggone practice to no U-Haul. It was funny, but the fact is, y'all try to take a situation where we were trying to lighten up the mood and try to turn it negative when all we were just joking about what she had told us. I just wanted to make sure that
Jazz, you don't owe nobody no explanation
you don't.
For that. Because the truth is the truth. If it had not have been about their particular organization and it was about somebody else, it would have been all right. Nobody wants to invite anybody into their house that they know stink.
I know.
Nobody wants to invite anybody into their house that they know steal. Nobody wants to invite anybody around their child that they know is a little suspect. So why would I want to invite somebody that causes fights and drama when the Majorette community already is trying to get this dirt doo-doo stain out of our drugs? Why would we want them around? It doesn't make
problem. Yep.
And you can make it personal if it's you. How about accountability? Clean up your acts, apologize, ask for a little bit of grace. When I say apologize to whoever show it was, because you don't owe me nothing.
Right.
Apologize to whoever show it was. Find a way to put yourself back in the good graces of whomever wants to host you at their show and move forward. Don't go where you're not wanted. just don't go. It's not saying don't compete. If you have people dropping out of your event, you got to think, what did I do to cause this? You can't blame everybody else for things that you have done. You have to take accountability. That's why I said you don't owe anybody an explanation. Everybody already knows what this platform is, okay? We already know that they're going to come and share things that have happened. They're going to call people out. You're going to get called to the front of the church. You're going to get called to the pew. You're going to get called to the front of the carpet, whatever it is.
And you're going to get baptized.
Even if it's me, put me on here with whoever. Let's have a conversation on. Because anything that has happened, will happen, or whatever God sees is going to happen, I'm not afraid to stand toe-to-toe with whoever it is and let them speak their piece. Because I'm not going to be hollering and screaming. I'm not going to do all that because to me it's not necessary. And on top of that, if anybody ever said DD4L ever did anything, I'm going to say who. Because I want to know who. Because I'm going to sound like a damn owl. Who? Because at the end of the day, those people will no longer be a part of my organization. With what I am trying to do, you cannot represent me in that way. And I don't want you around. Just
and
like
that's
Jamar,
the way for us.
those people.
That's the way for us to stop all the stuff that's going on. Y'all can't blame us for how y'all actions. That's y'all actions. We're telling y'all that's not the type of energy that we want at our shows. So if that's the best way y'all can conduct yourself as parents and as children, because it was both children and parents that was fighting at the show, we don't want that energy. If y'all can't conduct yourself in a way that's professional and that's becoming of a, because if y'all want to be truthfully honest, y'all supposed to have a professional mentality because you guys have a business. Anytime you're taking money, that's a business. You guys have a business. And who wants their business to be known as unprofessional, as ratchet, as ghetto, as nasty, as this?
It's not even just that too, though, Jazz. We talking about kids. You are literally molding the minds of these kids that you are around every day. Our kids are getting shot and killed in the street. Our kids are getting arrested, jumped on, beat up. Some of the kids' mouths so reckless, you can't understand what they're trying to say because they're so angry when they say it, and they have no type of diction. They have no type of, I want to say home training, because some kids that have come through my program ain't got no home training, but they've gotten training inside of the dollhouse. They understand how they're supposed to act and move. And as a coach, your job is to take the roughness of these children and help mold it to make them better. You're supposed to assist parents who may have no control over their child. Because I've had some that come through mine, baby. She probably kidding, but Constance was baby. Her line name is Smarty Pants because she always had something to goddamn say. That thing was a one-hitter quitter. She was going to fight. But she knew she could not be a part of DD4L if her grades wasn't right. And she was fighting. She was ignorant. She knew when I become a dancing doll, I have to carry myself. That she stopped all that shit because she knew she couldn't do that around me. But when you give these kids something to look forward to, that's the part of it. You can't be out there fighting and carrying on with them. You can't be all that rah, rah, rah. I understand being upset. And I understand that sometimes things do happen. But as a coach, when Neva brought that damn horse out there, did you see my kids flinch? DD4L didn't flinch. Because I got in Cameron's face and I told him, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That ain't shit. I ain't moved. Get they ass. Cameron was looking around me like, move, coach. I'm good. Go back and watch it. They ain't flinch. Because they're trained and taught, I'm the fool. You got me. You stand there. You don't react. You don't respond. You don't be disrespectful. That's why that whole bitch conversation about them being called bitches, they was confused. Because we don't do all of that. That's not how we talk to each other. These kids at the end of these events, Jasmine, back even during bringing, let's just tell it. Okay? These kids will be at the restaurants eating together when it was over. These kids will be at each other's houses hanging out when it's over, after a battle. That's just how light it was. It wasn't that deep.
It wasn't that deep.
But now folks be ready to shank you in the parking lot. They want to put Molotov cocktails in your car.
And
y'all want to jump.
And that's my biggest thing. I don't understand how it's gotten to us bringing, like y'all seen, I did a couple lives about people bringing guns. When is it okay for y'all to bring guns?
Jazz, here's the thing. People, they don't want to take the responsibility. I'm just being honest. They don't want to take the responsibility that, you know, a lot of coaches have to be the role model. A lot of coaches, like Diana just said, I can't be out here fighting with everybody, arguing all the doggone time, and expect my followers, my kids, and my parents to act accordingly. You get what I'm saying? It does not. If I'm not leading by example, how in the hell do I expect my parents to do the same thing? If I say y'all go sit down, they finna run me over because they know, move, child, you with the same bullshit. No, that's what it is. It's gotten to that point because a lot of people have taken what has been built for fun, for the growth of a child, and made it into a live battle. That's what they have turned it into. They made it into a live battle when it does not have to be. It did not have to be that at all. You don't have to bring the gun. What happened to the, baby, I'm not finna do that, honey. Go whoop her ass on that dance floor. That's all. That ain't got nothing to do. We ain't finna fight. We ain't finna do none of that. I'm finna get my child, honey, when this competition over, we going to Chick-fil-A. That's it. We going to get something to eat after that. It has become more than what it was. And that's because a lot of people, honestly, like I just said, don't want to listen. They don't want to learn. They don't want to know. Come to us and be like, how do you walk away from an altercation? Well, let me tell you, because sometimes, first I'm gonna start off, it's not easy. It's not easy. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you every altercation you're gonna have to walk away from. Some you're gonna have to put your foot down and let them know I ain't the one to be fucked with.
Yeah.
But you pick your battles.
Yes.
You pick your battles. You don't have to respond to every single thing. And that's the problem. A lot of coaches are scared, honestly, to be the role model to let their children know. So therefore, a parent is like, child, man, fuck that. I show my child on the team too. I got it. That's when the guns, that's when the knives, that's when the fights, that's when the crock pots and all this shit come out.
Really just started, and it got like this maybe within the last year and a half. Because it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. And I don't understand where it came from, and even on down to.
And let's just be honest, that people don't know how to take losses.
They don't, and then they think that because teams are on Bring It, that they're gonna win automatically, or teams that are or judges from Bring It are gonna pick teams that were also on Bring It, and they're not gonna judge these people fairly. At the end of the day, nobody gets anything out of having not having integrity. The dance coaches that I have experienced from the TV show, ones that were featured teams that I've been connected to and had the pleasure of sharing the screen with when it comes to that, they've been very respectful when it comes to how they talk and treat other people's kids. We would cheer for each other's kids and compliment their costumes. If somebody's hair was, I will never forget, we were at a Buck or Die in Georgia. Somebody's on a whole different team hair was messed up. Wig was towed up. Quincy sat back there, took that whole child's wig, weave out to sew in, and redid her whole head. And that was not the answer. But see, these are what real coaches do. If you're at Buck or Die, you're not there for your team. You're there for all of the teams. Yes, your team is going to compete, but you're there as a family. I remember when the gentleman from Damaged Dance Crew tore his knee up in Birmingham. I watched Jamar. I watched Marquel. I watched Garrett. All the coaches, they ran over there to help that boy. That boy was bawling tears because he wanted to dance. Yeah. He was not even battling them. Their teams had gotten eliminated from the damn thing, and they were still trying to help. Yeah. That's what the Majorette community is supposed to be about. And we could talk all day about what it should have, could have, would have supposed to be. But the coaches are going to have to decide when they're going to take control. And it also goes back to what you said too, Jasmine, about the team coaches being afraid of their parents, being afraid to set down rules, wanting to hold on to kids because of numbers. Listen, when Dancing Doll started, we had 12. We had 12 when we went up to 2002. I had 12 all the way up until 2005. And in 2005, I got 23. So for 4 years, I had them same 12. They was the baddest 12 stomping down the street in Jackson, Mississippi with them 2 lines. There was them same 12 that came to the jamborees. Like you don't need no whole lot of girls and a whole lot of people to make moves. To be honest, it is so hard to maintain a larger team because you deal with multiple personalities from their parents because they got a mama, daddy, cousin, aunt, sister, brother. You got their attitudes. It comes with a lot of extra work that if you're not used to a smaller team, how are you expect to run a larger team? And then on top of that, you got to look at the quality of what you're putting out there on the floor and stop being so quick. I want a big team for what? Start with managing 5.
Well, no, it's not that they want a big team because they want a big team because it's the bottom line is they want the money.
And at the end of the day, if you're not, like you said about providing the service, I understand about wanting the money. I understand because it takes money to run a business. You got lights, water, gas, you have insurance, you have your building fees, you have your coaching fees, you have all of these fees. But at the end of the day, if your service sucks, I don't care how many clients or customers that come up in there. I've seen buildings that are huge that still got roaches. I've seen businesses that are popular that still have trash service. I've seen buildings that are really, 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 really big, but the quality of what they're selling is trash.
And let's just be honest, things that are built on ill intentions don't last.
Ooh, baby.
And I've been talking about foundation of what your house is built on. If it's faulty, baby, everything around it gonna fall.
Yeah, things that are built with ill intentions don't last because
and that's all the way around.
Yeah, that's like truth be told. Like that's why a lot of people honestly don't want to just be out there, just put it out there and be like. That's why a lot of people are saying parents are starting teams. There are a lot of parents that are upset because their child did not get a position on teams and different things like that. They go out and they start a team. That team might work for a few years, but then they start dwindling down.
Months.
Or exactly, or a few days. It doesn't matter. But it all goes down to if it's not built on a solid foundation, and it's not, and you're building it on ill intentions, or you're building to try to get back at somebody, it's not gonna last.
It's not.
It's not going to last.
It's not gonna last if you got the child doggone teaching the team.
But let's be honest though, and let's be honest. There are some I've seen, teams, judge teams that have come to me, and the child is the captain, but they're also one of the coaches.
Now that's okay because Starstruck Superstars captain.
Let's go.
That baby was 14 and she was making up a lot of.
She was a coach.
She was the captain, but she was also a coach. And Starstruck Superstars was kicking ass.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. And they're constantly growing. And that girl, I know her name. I don't know if she's still there. She was tall and light skinned, but she's that team.
I think that's Lindsay's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. I know exactly who you're talking about. That's Lindsay's daughter.
Really, really good. But
and so now she's a full coach.
Choreography, there is nothing wrong with having the kids make a choreography because my kids did. I like to get their take.
Well, it's not. I'm more so over talking about the kids that don't have the training, because that's what I'm talking about. The kids that don't have that proper training, and they're going on YouTube and finding different stuff, taking off of that, and then you go to a competition with the same team. They doing a routine, and y'all do, So I was mostly talking about that. I do know that there are teams that probably do have teenagers that are. But I still feel like that's like me with young preachers. I feel like their message is not going to be received all the time by an adult because it's like, okay, what type of training has this child went through to be able to tell us the word? You know what I'm saying? Like it just, to me, on my end, I see it both ends, but I feel like there's always room for them they have to be trained. They have to be taught.
You have to have some type of training in it.
Yeah, you have to be taught.
Best teacher. When it comes to Majorette, again, we go back to the basics. You got to learn how to walk before you can run. You have to be able to do
because I know you guys be hitting about. We are actually 2 hours. So I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. What I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna close it out, and then we're gonna go ahead and release what I would have loved to see from Bring It. When I started seeing season 4 and 5 getting a little sketchy. What I would have loved to see is, okay, what can we do to capture the audience? What can we get those same type of numbers we was getting from the first 3 seasons? What can we get? I'm tell you right now, when I saw the first episode with the boys in the first 1 or 2 episodes of it, I was not interested. I was like, I don't want to watch this because it didn't give me what I got from the first 3 seasons.
What the numbers?
What I was going to say, just being honest. What I would say, you can't. They tried. But
yeah, I get that, but that's what I'm saying. It goes to my point, and I'm saying what I would have loved to see is if they would have highlighted or would have busted out with HBCU style, Okay, we seen them do hip hop majorette.
But that's impossible, baby. You talking
I'm,
about
I'm just
the
saying,
legally
what I would have loved to see some type of introduction.
they couldn't. They couldn't. I barely got away with them signs that I had up there when I did the HBCU creative that had the Southern Jaguars.
Oh, okay.
That you can't, when it comes to the legalese, illegally using the names of these teams, the names of the HBCUs. Hell, they ain't even want us filming on that damn campus, but you know, you don't want me to get to talking, and I really better spill some damn tea. But I'm just saying, like, you can only do so much. There's a lot.
I was saying more over the style, not even highlighting them, but more of the HBCU style, like the HBCU style type, like how we do at the HBCU shows, the HBCU competitions, highlighting the actual style.
That wasn't popular, nor was it an interest back then. We got to think. We're talking 5 years ago. We're not talking about right now, how popular it is right now, how the focal point is now about kids going to HBCUs. Because back then, that was not a topic of conversation. The topic of conversation back then was, what college am I going to go to? Am I going to get a scholarship? I want to dance professionally. I want to be this actress, singer, blah, 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 blah. They listened to what the girls wanted to do, which as they should have. And the girls shared with them what their desires were, and they tried to help. Hence the MSA scholarships, the DeSales that Sanjay got the full scholarship to go to school to dance, you know, those types of things they wanted to do. I took no part in any of that. My focal point was building my doll houses and building my family, which is where they focused at when it came to me, which is why I wasn't there. So, I mean, even if we can talk about bringing it all day long, it ain't going to change nothing. Them folks did what they wanted to do with their show. And it's nothing that I could have done, which is why I said I'm moving. Because I wasn't going to keep going back and forth and around in the circle, trying to pull a rabbit out of my ass every week, because it was becoming too much for me personally. It was too much for me emotionally. I have PTSD, okay? Like, I am not gonna, if anything like Bring It was to return, it's gonna be on my terms. There are a lot of things that people don't know, and I know you're gonna go, that is in the works that I did discuss publicly in Memphis when I mentioned it, and I meant what I said. What I don't do is ever say something just to be talking. My meeting lasted till 1:30 in the morning the other night, because I had this conversation about the association, the federation, the bylaws, rules and regulations, and the different things that I wanted to do. There are investors that are 1,000% interested in doing this amongst other projects that I have planning. But one thing I do, I don't move fast. I move correctly. And I'm not going to say or do something that is not going to be the benefit of the community. I have a lot of connections and contacts. And if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to bring in the right people. Damon has to be a part of this. If he's not a part of it, it's like he knows so much. Like Miss Cole needs to be a part of this. You know, you have people like Quincy and Jamar who need to be a part of this. You have that's on this side, but you also need people on that side of the world, the USASF, UDA, UCA, NCAA, ESPN side. You got to have the right, you have to have a conglomerate of people to make sure that we don't get skipped or looked over because we are African American. And because we are chocolate chips in their world, we don't look like them. We don't dance like them. And I'm not racist, but this is the truth. You have to have the right connections and network with the right people to knock down those doors. Because if you don't, you will get stopped before you even get started. And if the association is not built the correct way, just like Majorette said, with the correct foundation, it will get stopped before it even gets started. It can't be built on drama, built on mess. Can't be built on everybody doing whatever they want to do. Everybody got to get in line and be the Indians behind this one chief. Ain't nobody asking for your damn opinion, because if you knew what the hell you was doing, then damn it, you would be doing it. Which is why I paused Majorette University, because I was wasting my damn time every Tuesday night trying to teach and make sure that you know what you're supposed to know and give you the 25 years that I got up here. No, I'm going to wait and do it later. And one long time, you go, you figure it out on your own. Because at the end of the day, I'm saying this and I really do mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not giving up, but I'm not fighting for nobody that is not in this fight with me.
Hello.
I am going to have a headache. I'm not going to be stressed. I will disown you just like I blink my eyes. I swear I do not know you. Okay, you will get banned from every event that is associated with anything if you cannot But govern yourself accordingly. That is just the truth. This ain't me speaking because I'm not bringing it up. I've been doing this shit before Bring It. I was here in 2001. Bring It came in 2014. So for 13 years, I was already building. I'm 23 years in now. I'm saying this from out of love. Sometimes we need to get a whooping. We're getting a whooping right now.
Yeah.
And because we get this whooping, we got to stand and understand that there are ways that this can be fixed. But until everybody is ready, the ones that are ready, those are the ones that will come, Jasmine. The ones that are ready. And it's not going to be everybody. And Jamar, I meant what I said. I want the baddest teams to represent me nationally at Majorette Worlds. I cannot have your hair falling off, your panties showing. I can't have ashy feet. I can't have you out here fighting and being ghetto. I can't have your representation not being of the top-notch caliber when I'm trying to put a package together to present. I learned that from Deion Sanders. Okay? Listen to him talk about College Game Day. This is somebody I have a direct, I can pick up the phone and call him. I listened to him talk about College Game Day and getting HBCUs on College Game Day and what the process was and the steps that it was needed and how you got to package that thing right. It's got to look a certain way. It can't look like drama. It can't look like mess because if it do, you're done. Yeah. Y'all already know we have a stigma on us anyway, African Americans. So you got to be above reproach. You got to carry yourself a certain way, and you got to have the right mouthpiece walking in that room for you. Because if not, I don't give a damn how much money you throw at it, it's still going to fail. Because if it's not built right from the ground up, it's just not going to work. And I'm telling you now, I ain't going to have no parts of no bullshit. It's not. I will not put my name. I will not stand on it. Don't ask me nothing. Don't say my name in that now room. Don't even use me as a reference. Don't talk about me. Because I don't want to be a part of no mess. I want to see us grow. I want to see this community stand on its own 2 feet. I'm tired of seeing the death drops and pop-ups and everybody gets so damn excited about the stuff that we create. I'm really sick of it. But you gotta be tired too. You gotta be tired enough to fix it. You gotta be angry enough to understand that if I don't stop, it starts with us. And we can talk about it all day, but what are we gonna do? You gonna stop coming to the competitions and acting loud and ghetto? You gonna stop going to the judge table, banging on the judge table and get loud? You gonna stop throwing the judge shit? You gonna stop breaking trophies? You gonna stop your kids from cussing and tearing on as adults walk by? Because here my kids cussing as the adults walking by like you ain't got damn home training. Are you gonna taunt other teams? Because I can't stand all that extra after a standby. You heard me, Jamar. I didn't mean to take over Terrence event, but some stuff I just sit bitch ass still. Okay, like too much is too much. That's how that mess gets started. But for me personally, I don't mind speaking up. You ain't gotta like me. I don't care. At the end of the day, my goal is to make sure that this, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to get in the car with me, the door will be open for you. But just know when you get in this car, there are some rules, regulations, and restrictions to get in this car. Okay, I'm not gonna boss you around and tell you what to do. You're just gonna get fired. You're going to get fired. You're about to lose your job. You're going to get fired. Because when you put this, okay, UCDF logo on you. When you put it on you and that representation that I'm going to stamp you and I'm going to put the respect on you and I have you represent us and you going places, you can't do that. That's like your mama say, don't get out there and embarrass me in public. You can't do that. Yeah. The respect got to be there all the way across the board. I don't mind doing it. That's why I don't have a problem. What I tell you, Jamar, so we might have battled against each other, but I can give folks their flowers when they live. What I'm not gonna do is ever be no hater, because if you bad, you just bad. You know, I'm not gonna do that. If you good, you good. I love 3D, Black Ice, Warden's Dance Academy, Phenomenal Dance Company, Unique Purpose, Tantalizing Gems. Like some of these teams, I be looking like Divine. I said, damn, Starstruck Superstars, damn, Damage Dance Crew, damn. You put all these teams in one room, what we gonna do? What can they say? You can't touch them. We love cheer. Yeah, but this Majorette shit is top tier. You can't deny it when it's right there in your face. But that packaging just gotta be right. But you can't rush it. You gotta take your time. Yeah. But you gotta have the right folks. And I'm not saying for anybody to wait on me. Do you? Do you? But I'm not rushing what I know I'm about to do. If whatever starts in the midst, I will reshare, and hopefully everybody, starts to maybe get some type of strategy about themselves and start changing some things, which is why Bucker Dye has that $25 per person for regular, $50 per person for nationals. You got your registration fee, that's $100 per division. I started slowly introducing it so that you can get a little used to it, because their competitions over there with this one that like they having, it's $185 per dancer. It's between $125 and $185. That's what the USASF charges. Not to mention, you got to pay your fee to be a part of the association. And anybody that's part of the USASF can stop me if I'm wrong. Because I know I paid it. You have to pay the fee for the team. Then the dancer have to pay an individual fee to be registered as a USASF dancer. Then you got to turn around and pay the fee, whatever the fee is per event, per person for that event. And that's just for one category. So if you're going to do Majorette, hip hop, and cheer, you're paying $185 for one, $55 to $75 to cross compete. You're going to pay it, baby, per person. They're going to make about $300 per person for you to compete at the event for one day. And then you're going to pay $45, $55 for a ticket to sit and watch.
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you, but the caliber of the events, when I say production, I meant like the big backgrounds and the lights and all that stuff. They put together like a really, really great production, and they do. But Majorette don't have to be there. If we wanted to be there, we could do that. But it don't have to be. Look at what I did at the 20th anniversary of Jackson State. We could do that. But it don't have to be. I'm good with it on the gym floor. I love to hear that boom, boom when he's stomping and hitting the floor. I love it. But I'm just saying, like, be ready for that kind of stuff. Because whoever goes to compete over there, be ready. But a lot of teams probably will, simply because it's more organized and it's not drama.
Yeah.
But if we take back the narrative and get rid of the drama and all of that, that'll be obsolete. And I'm not saying don't go. I said I ain't going. You do what you want to do. I said I ain't going. Because for what? For what? For you to say DD4L was, oh, baby, never.
Well, I want to thank everybody because I know we had 2 hours and 21 minutes, and I'm starting to see everybody starting to look alike. So I appreciate you guys coming on to give you guys this feedback. As always, Diana, it's a pleasure when we see you on. Jamar, it's a pleasure. I just really honestly in my heart, I want us to get it together. And I see the vision. I see it just as clear as day. But that's why I say, even when we commented back and forth, Diana, I'm not saying none of us giving up. I'm just saying I want whoever gonna come with us, come on. Who not, you gonna by the wayside. We got to move it forward because I do believe there's teams out there that want structure. They want to be governed. They want to feel like they are being treated with respect. They want to feel like they treated and their team is treated fairly at any and everything that they're associated with within that spectrum. So with that being said, you guys, I appreciate y'all feedback. We're gonna get it together. I know what we need to do, but y'all gotta be ready. Okay. So I appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you so much, D. I'm going to take y'all out. Thank you, Jamar. I appreciate you guys. Let me go ahead and do this last minute promo.
You go bow for the result, though. Nothing to discuss, oh. Cause I did win by default and without any doubt, though. I'm a me, I be a doubt, though. I no go feed the girl, I no go feed the girl, it's out, though. I'm a mind that's really dark, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy, and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shadow. 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 I need to go and shadow.
All right, you guys. So this has been an amazing 2 hours and 23 minutes, but I had to make sure that I put that out there, you guys. We do still have spots that's available for It's Showtime Live on the Sands Nationals in Miami, Florida, August 25th to 26th. 2023. We do have, as you guys can see, we do have a special guest, Coach Jamar, that will be the head judge. We also have 2 other fabulous judges that I can't wait to announce to you guys. Spots are still available. Registration deadline is June the 1st to avoid the $75 late fee. Registration for regionals, for regional attendees are $25 per dancer per division. Registration for non-regional competitors is $50 per dancer per division, no team registration. And then if you are a current if you're a current grand champion title holder, your registration is waived. So again, you guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been a wonderful, 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 wonderful dialogue. I appreciate anytime I see Diana wanted to come on and give her expertise. We're going to get it together, you guys. We are definitely going to get it together. So this has been another episode of the Majorette T, and we'll see you guys next time. T stands for teaching, E stands for educating, and A stands for bringing awareness. And that's exactly what we are doing. Somebody put me in B flat because I feel like I'm about to go there.